Hi, this is Jeremy with Fundamental Tennis. Do you ever feel like you're getting too close to the ball on your forehand or backhand ground stroke? It's like you're constantly fighting the ball off your body. It's an uncomfortable feeling. It's not reliable. You're not going to get much power on the ball, and it's difficult to have directional control. Well, I know exactly how frustrating it can be because I struggled with spacing years ago for my forehand ground stroke. And when I coach players of all levels, it's incredibly common how many players get too close to the ball. I would say from beginners to intermediates, at least 7 or 8 out of 10 players are very often too close to the ball, and this is so important to fix because you're going to lose a lot of power and control, and you're actually more likely to get injured if you're getting too close to the ball consistently because it'll cause you to use just your arm as opposed to utilizing the whole body and allowing the arm to go along for the ride. So in this video, I'm going to show you why you're getting too close to the ball. I'm going to show you how to fix this. And then if you stick around to the end of the video, I'm going to give you some progressive drills to help create this spacing that you need and make that a habit. It's very likely that you're getting too close to the ball because you don't prepare with space. What I mean by that is from the ready position, if when you turn, your hands and elbows are very close to the body, as you can see here, so whether it's a forehand or a two-handed backhand or a one-handed backhand, if your elbows are close to your body when you turn from your ready position, then you're very likely to hit the ball with not enough space, lateral space. Now, if you prepare with your hands and elbows away from the body, you are much more likely to have the space that you need at contact, because how you prepare, or the spacing that you have when you prepare or when you turn, is going to likely be the spacing you have at contact. So the purpose of the backswing is not just to prepare for the forward swing, but it's also to set up the hitting arm structure at contact. So if I prepare for a two-handed backhand like this, notice how my hands and elbows are very close to my body. I'm going to make contact with my hands and elbows very close to my body as well. However, if I prepare with the hands and elbows away from the body, then when I hit the ball, I'm likely to maintain the arm structure with that spacing that you need. So again, if you want to have space at contact, you need to prepare with space, because it's like telling your body you have to get too close to the ball if you prepare too close to the ball. Because your hands and your racket is like tracking the ball you're receiving, especially spatially. So if you prepare with the hands close, then you're telling your body you have to get too close to hit the ball. So you're much more likely to have space if you prepare with space when you turn. So as you can see here, my hands and elbows are very close to the body as I take the racket back, and as a result, my hands and elbows are close at contact. Here's a clip of what you want to do. Hands and elbow away in the preparation, and because of that, I have space and my elbows away at contact. Here's a two-handed backhand. Notice how my hands are very close to the body here as well. This is what not to do, and because I didn't prepare with space, I didn't make contact with space. Here, as you can see, I have hands away from the body like I'm hugging a large beach ball, and at contact I maintain that spacing. One-handed backhand, again, this is what not to do. Hands are too close to the body, and because it prepared with little space, I didn't have space at contact. Hugging a large beach ball again, and because I prepare with space, I have space at contact. A couple other key pointers. I think it's really important to exaggerate your spacing or your hands away from your body during your preparation, because you've probably hit hundreds, more likely thousands or tens of thousands of balls in which you prepared with not enough space and made contact with not enough space. So we want to really exaggerate and go to the other end of the spectrum and completely exaggerate as much as you can. I don't think you can prepare with too much space, meaning your hands space from your body when you turn, and also try to make contact with your arm or arms straight. So exaggerate the spacing when you turn and exaggerate the spacing when you make contact. Try to hit the ball with your arm totally straight but relaxed. Now, I'm going to give you several progressions now that I've done with many of my players, and that these progressions have helped them a lot in creating a new technique or a new habit in their technique. The first progression is just simply doing a bunch of practice swings, so no ball, and don't even have to be on a tennis court, and just be very mindful of how it feels and how it looks. You're probably going to feel quite awkward when you begin this, or at least when you start hitting balls in the later progressions, because you're so used to doing the complete opposite, where you don't prepare with enough space. So after you've done several practice swings, next thing you want to do is grab an unstrung racket. And the reason I love to use an unstrung racket is because it gets players to not think about the result or trying to hit the ball, or if the ball's going to go in or not, because obviously you shouldn't be hitting the ball without strings in your racket. That gets you to really focus on your technique. So you're going to receive a ball, whether it's from a ball machine, or if you have access to a wall, or you could even toss the ball up for yourself and try to get the ball to go through the unstrung racket head, okay? So first practice swing, second progression, swinging at a ball, but with an unstrung racket. Next progression is you're going to rally with a player with your strung racket from service line to service line in a very slow tempo, controlled rally. And again, you need to exaggerate your hands away from your body as much as you can when you prepare, and try to make contact with your arm or arms totally straight. Now, after you've done some rallying from service line to service line, you're going to back up a couple steps so you're halfway between the baseline and service line, and then rally again, keeping the ball in play down the middle of the court. Certainly do not try to play out the point, as you will surely go back to your old technique. And the last progression, or last two progressions, is you just simply rally from the baseline. Again, all these progressions you should be swinging slowly, so I would maintain racket head speed or slowly accelerate, okay? The faster you swing, the harder it is going to be to maintain that new technique where you prepare with space and hit with space. So do these progressions. It's not going to happen in one practice, but with time, I think you can certainly do this stuff and make it a habit in just 2 or 3 weeks. I strongly recommend you video yourself in all the progressions, especially the progression in which you first start rallying from the service line area, as that is the progression where people tend to go back to their old habits. So the reason you want to video yourself is to see if you actually have made a change, to see if you really are getting those hands away from the body, and see if you're creating the right amount of space at contact. Especially if you can slow-mo the video, you can really get a good feel of if you're doing what it feels like you're doing, if you're doing it correct, or if you're still not exaggerating that spacing enough. Again, this is Jeremy with Fundamental Tennis. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the video, and I will see you next time.